This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. It reads, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man." Verse 14, "For Yahweh shall bring every work into judgment, whatever secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil." Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad with another lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. So first and foremost, Kal Halayam, La Allah Hayanawa Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakaha Kodash. Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, salutations unto the brothers who preaching and teaching this truth throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more than ever for this truth. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites who may look like the other nations, but are Israel through their forefatherly lineage, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwatium, which is the sisters. Alright? The name of this lesson is It's High Time. It's high time that every brother and sister should know adultery is strictly prohibited. Alright? I'm saying it again. It is high time that every brother and sister that is in this truth here, whether they be of GMS, whether they be of IUIC, whether they be of ISUPK, Israelite at the Great Awakening, HY, House of David, WFI. It is high time that every single brother and sister in this truth here should know that the act of adultery is strictly prohibited. And that also goes to myself. Alright? Committing adultery is strictly prohibited. It is a fucking no-no. Excuse my language. But I had to be straight here with that. Adultery in any form or fashion, it doesn't matter whether you're committing adultery with somebody who in the truth, you're committing adultery against a brother who in the truth, or if the woman, she not in the truth, and the man who she with, he and all, he not in the truth, or whether it be a heathen woman and she husband is a heathen man. That and all is adultery. If the woman is whether the woman is heathen and the man and all is, and she husband and all is heathen, and you going onto that woman, that and all is the act of adultery. You hear? That also is the act of adultery. And that is strictly prohibited under the laws, statutes, and commandment of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. And it is high time now that brothers and sisters should know that. It is high time now that brothers and sisters should know that. You understand? Because a lot of our people, whether they're in the truth and whether they're in the truth or out of the truth, it seems like they're not getting that within the skull. They're not getting that within the cranium, as they say. Yeah? When I go to Exodus 20 and 14. Exodus 20 and 14. Yeah? Thou shalt not commit adultery. That's straightforward there. Alright? That's straightforward there. And again, this is for all of Israel. All of Israel. Whether you be in IUIC, IS2PK, GMS, WFI, Israelite of the Great Awakening, you know, Sons of Thunder, HODC, thou shalt not commit adultery. Plain out. Plain out. It has no two-way about it. All right? It has no extra clause within it to make an exception. No, plain out. And it's high time now we should understand that. High time now we should get that. Because watch me, all these is the reason. All these things is the reason why we in this situation that we are now. All these things is the reason why we in the land of our captivities waxing old. You understand where I'm coming from? And it's high time now that that brothers should know that. Brothers and sisters should know that. Alright? It is high time now. Yeah? Let's take a look at, let's go to the law. Because it is within the law. Alright? And again, what was the first commandment that the first scripture Salakia that we read? The Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Alright, what is the whole duty of man? To fear the Lord and but the conclusion of the whole matter, to fear the Lord and keep his commandments. Alright? So let's take a look at Deuteronomy chapter 22. And we're going to start at verse 22. Deuteronomy 22:22. If a man, handle this here, right? So bear with me. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, yeah, married to an husband, then what? Then they shall both of them die. They shall die. All right? Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman, so shall thou put away evil from Israel. All right? Because had they not had any law towards adultery, any law towards adultery, that prohibiting adultery, all right, this evil would have been running rampant without being checked. You know, it wouldn't have no accountability, so to speak. All right? Because where there is no law, there is no accountability, right? You know, you're not accountable for any of your actions, right? Because there's no law towards it, right? But there's a law towards it. There's a law towards it, and the accountability for it is what? Is that, right? Now, we in the land of our captivity, so we cannot carry out, such judgment. Because, again, we're in the land of our captivity. But don't get it twisted. Just because judgment hadn't been executed swiftly. All right? Just because, that is what, let me see if I can get it. Like going back self to Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, I think. There's a while I go to it. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, it reads, because sentence against an evil work, and an evil work is, adultery is an evil work. Because remember, with adultery, it's not no spur of the moment business, you know. With adultery, is not no spur of the moment business. This is something that you literally sit down and ponder and work your way towards, you know. You're sitting down, you as a woman, you have your husband, all right, and you're sitting down with a next man on a daily basis, whether it be work or some extra curricular activity, whatever the case may be, all right, and you know, you having thoughts and you making sure and put things in place and making strides to go with this man, is vice versa. Same thing with a man with the woman, you know. This way it is here. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, so not just because you're doing the act and the judgment hasn't come, all right, the judgment hasn't come, that doesn't mean you wouldn't be judged, yeah? All right? Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Because a lot of you all who committing this act, there's no accountability taking place. All right? Because we in a society where the law is slack. All right? We living in a society where the law is slack. All right? So by you not being judged for your evilest act, you know, your mind only set to do evil, to continue in that wicked act of adultery. All right? Though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, because the Lord, he is going to make you accountable in due time, in due process of time, as it is say, right? Neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, so going back to the Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 22. If a man be found lying with a married woman to an husband, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shall thou put away evil. That is the reason why they ought to be put to death, to put away evil. So they will be a prime example. Yeah? A prime example. All right? But you see, again, the law is slack in this time that we're living in. All right? The law is slack. All right? This system that we are under, all right, it promotes such acts. All right? It promotes such acts. Take a look at the music and the programs that you know you watch at on a daily basis and what have you. All right? Follow a certain great dignity, right? If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto an husband, and a man find her in the city and lie with her, then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones that they die. The damsel, because she cried not. Yeah? Yeah, because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife. Yeah? Because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife. So shall thou put away all evil from among you. Yeah? But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field and the man force and lie with her, then the man only that layeth with her shall die. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death, for as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter here. All right, you force yourself onto a woman, and she letting you know she have a husband, and you force yourself onto that woman. It come like you kill the man. All right, it come like you kill the man because you enter into the man nakedness. You know, you defile the man, man. Come on. And this is something that is rampant within Israel. All right, this is something rampant within Israel, and the thing is, the truth. A lot of us, and this truth here too long enough. A lot of us here in this truth too long enough to still fall into that snare, that trap, you know. To let that type of lust literally overtake you, you know, that evil lust, to be lusting after a next man's wife, you know, or you as a woman having a husband. You as a woman already having a husband and lusting after other men. And going and actually carrying out the full thought process. You know, working up your way towards it. You know, going on so-called dates, as it is called it, you know, and whatnot, so forth. Sitting down, you know, at the park, eating a hot dog, or sharing a cup of coffee and whatnot, so forth, and getting to know each other and all that nonsense. Till soon enough you come now to get where you truly had desired, which is to commit that act. No act of adultery is any friggin' mistake. None. No act of adultery is any mistake. It is a willful, deliberate, thoughtful process. As a man, you throw your line, you throw your corn, and you see she picking. So what you start to do now, you start to make strides now. And that is the reason why the Lord put the penalty as death, because you literally put thought into this. You literally put thought into this to carry out such an act, to make sure that you succeed in such an act. And especially, and the thing about it is to prove it, the act is being a continual thing. All right, because from one encounter, all right, one intimate encounter, all right, who lead to another intimate encounter, all right, because will be a regular thing. So you know, you making sure and make time. You making sure and make time to perform the fucking act. Way boy. And the thing again, a lot of us in this truth here too long. A lot of us who in all these respective camps, in this truth too long, to be going down that road. Yeah, a lot in us. Let's take a look at Proverbs chapter 7. What the hell do, man? That is all this happened to me, you know. What the hell, Proverbs, right. Alright, so yeah, Proverbs 7 and 23. Proverbs 7 and 23. It reads, till a dart strike through his liver, as the bird hasted to the snare and knoweth not that it is for his life. No, it's Proverbs 6, Salakia. Proverbs 6. Proverbs 6 and 23. Right. Proverbs 6 and 23. Alright, just bear with me here. Bear with me. Bear with me. Alright. Proverbs 6 and 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. Yeah? Being captivated by a lot of these women who already have the husband, you know, and the gain current, as we say here in Trinidad, you know. They gain a current and you knowing that she have a husband, you know, but you seeing she gain a current, you seeing that you could get to be intimate with this woman, and then you're letting that evil lust captivate you, man. All because why? You want to please the flesh, right? Alright, you want to have a moment of fun, right? You want to have a moment of pleasure, right? Wow, boy. Verse 26, for by means of a whorish woman, because there's where it is, these women who was a husband and still looking to go with our next man, they are a bunch of whores. There's where it is, they are a bunch of whores, and I just always say 95% or maybe more than 95% of you freaking women are freaking whores, man. Alright? For by the means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes not be burnt? Can one go upon the hot coals and his feet not be burnt? So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife. So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife, whosoever toucheth her shall not be innocent. Yeah? Shall not be innocent. Men do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. A man ain't go, if a man look to thief, if a man thiefing, you know, bread because he hungry, a man really and truly ain't go despise that, you know. You're looking to fullest, you know, you're hungry, oh gosh, come on. Alright? But if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold, right? He shall give all the substance to his house. But whoso committed adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. Alright? Lacketh understanding. And it seems like in Israel, throughout Israel, a lot of us lacking that understanding, because again, it's high time now. We should know that is a no one is like you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native American, Indians, is like you all can't get it. Alright? He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. A wound and a dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard by ransom. He will not regard any ransom. Yeah, you will can't pay him if he got to find out. That man got to find out. If that man got to find out what you had been doing with his wife, we just see it, man. We just see it on an everyday basis, man. Yeah? Neither will he rest content though thou givest many gifts. And let me say something. Let me give a testimony here. I using myself. See this scripture here? This scripture resonating with me here. Personally. And I'm going to make, what I'm going to tell you all here, I hope you all take this experience here and put it in the back of all your head. This testimony here is, let me tell you something. And this is why I take, this is why I think with this video here and the tone that I come in with. I, back then, before I came into the truth, was king adulterer. Yeah? I, back then, before I come into the truth, when I used to live in down in the east, in the east-west corridor there, you know, it had a individual, a female, all right? And let me show you how wicked I was. Let me show you how wicked I was. And this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying here, brothers and sisters should take that as an example, you understand, to better themselves within the truth here, especially where adultery is concerned. Hey. Bear with me. So lucky about that. Yeah. When I was younger, in my 20s, you know, there was a woman. She's still living in that vicinity, but opposite me, which part I was living. All right. Now, me and this woman, she husband, right? Now, she husband and my deceased mom and my grandmother and whatnot was good friends. Was good friends, all right? Now, I'm making strides behind this woman. All right? I'm making strides behind this woman. I always, next to the woman, I always with the woman smoking weed, because them days are smoking and whatnot, you know. So I always deal with the woman smoking weed and whatnot, so forth, you know. We always do. And the thing about it is, things start to grow, lust start to grow, because me didn't want it, she as no wife, because I didn't know the individual even before she was with the man. I didn't know the individual, you know, she weighs and whatnot. All I just wanted was to please my flesh, please my lust. You know what I mean? And what even started to make me think behind this woman is every time we are around each other, there's always some freak talk we talking. You understand? Always some freak talk. So, you know, the lust just burning and burning and burning. All right? And now the man, now the husband, you know, he used to dig a horrors because right through I amongst the wife, and sometimes he used to tell me, I will kill you for my wife, and I tell him, yeah, you know, I go kill you for my wife and whatnot, so forth, and this and that and the other. And I could have care less. I could have care less. I mean that I must get this woman. I must have my way with this woman. But here how dread the lust, how more wicked the lust started to get within me. I didn't just want it, she had 7 daughters. She had 7 daughters. Yeah, I'm telling you. She had 7 daughters. And I didn't just want it, I wanted she daughters too. Alright? Now mind me, before I did get through with I got through with 2 out of the 7. And it had 2 more I wanted to get. You hear what I'm telling you, Israel? Take my wickedness for example to do not follow. Alright? And mind me, One out of the two daughters, she had a man too. All right? She had she man too. And as the scripture says, so is the mother, that's as the mother, so is the daughter. All right? Because she wasn't only she didn't only have relation with me too, but she was with a man next door. All right? And my she had she husband. All right? And that was the eldest daughter. The next one after she. All right? I used to have my way with she rampant. And then finally, I get to have my way with the mother. Now, the scripture speaks about that in the law, right? If you're with the mother, you can't go with the daughter. All right? No, a situation like that, I supposed to be put to death. All right? But through the mercy of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you know, he spared my life and I'm here in this truth. Now, that doesn't mean that I get away from the judgment. Don't get it twisted. All right? But, hey, it's not until I come into this truth and really get to understand, you know, shame start to take hold of me, pursuant to what I had done. Shame. Shame, because it reached the point where I started do business, because remember, as I said, the woman living right opposite me. This is, but as the Lord was with me, as Yahweh Hashem Yahushua was with me, because I could have died. And this is why I say the scripture resonating with me, because it reached a point where I let she come across. Because I wanted was to handle a scene. But it so happened, she come across, and like, the man was looking for she, and he come across by me, and he was calling. Well, I never come out, she didn't answer, but my cousin-in-law at the time, he came out, and now he know she there, but he tell the man, she not there, she not by me. You understand? So we wait about 10 minutes after, and then I walk outside and walk by the corner to see if I see him in the yard or anything, you understand, so she could come out. Not knowing he hiding. You know what I'm telling you? Not knowing he hiding. And see when I walk by the corner and come back and went downstairs, and see when she come out, because I went to let you know, well, he not around and whatnot. You understand? Well, that whole scene ended up blowing out. One time. You understand? And it's only because a particular brethren come and check me and whatnot, so forth. And is that what, you know? Because he really and truly, he really wanted to chop me up. He really wanted to chop me up. But it's only because of the Lord, boy. People getting tied up with this thing called adultery, boy. People getting tied up with this thing called adultery. Yeah? Just before I come into the truth of that session, I used to link with from my previous job some years back. We used to do we thing wherever the case may be, you know. And I end up linking back up with she when I end up getting my first smartphone. I end up linking up with she through Messenger, and she let me know. Why I don't know she did married. Look at the thing, I don't know she did married her. You know? Because I did see she a while back and whatnot, so forth. Before I get my phone. Just before I come into the truth back in 2017. You understand? And we did make arrangements. Alright? And I know this woman married. But we did make arrangements. And what have you? Then boom. About 2 weeks after, I end up getting introduced to the truth. Right? And whilst watching them videos, because it's through YouTube I get introduced to the truth, you know. And whilst watching the videos and whatnot and thing, you know. From then on there, I say, hey, well, you know where is that? You had to leave so and so alone. Because that is a heavy sin. You had to leave so and so alone. And with that one, I cut all ties. One time, I don't message, I don't, nothing. I lost she number. A matter of fact, I did delete she number. You understand? And that was what, the first couple of days in the truth. Adultery, the act of adultery, brothers and sisters, are speaking to all Israel, all the camps. The act of adultery is strictly prohibited. He is going to receive great judgment for it, boy. Don't get yourself tied up into that. You understand? And pursuant to that the same individual, the same woman with the man who wanted to chop him up again. What caused it? Let me go to Sirach 9 and 9. Where it says, yeah? Where it says, let me read it out. Sit not at all with another man's wife. And that is what I was guilty of. Sitting on with this man's wife, drinking, smoking, ting. Talking one set of freak talk. Every time we sit down next to each other, there's always some kind of freak talk and smoking weed and whatnot, so forth, this, that. Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms. You understand? And spend not thy money with her at the wine. And this is what I was doing. This is what I was doing. Lest thine heart incline unto her. Lest thy mind incline unto her. Because I say now, as I said earlier on, the act of adultery is not no spur of the moment business. You have to literally invest time and put thought into it. Literally put thought into it and make certain moves, make certain inroads in order to accomplish the mission. Because adultery is a mission, you know. Yeah, adultery is a mission. Yeah. Lest thine heart incline unto her, and so thorough thy desires, thou fall into destruction. Because hey, the man could have chopped my ass up. And mind me, just last week. Because that was some good years back, right? Before I come into the truth. Some good years back, you know. Just last week I see the man. He watched me. Because after that, me and the man stopped. The man, he stopped talking to me. As I say, that man, he and my mother and my grandmother and whatnot, they were good friends. They were good friends. Good friends. You understand? He was known in the family. When we having family get together and whatnot, he are wrong. All right? He are wrong. People, boy, hey, you all understand this, boy. Understand how serious this thing is. Understand how serious this thing is. You understand? Understand how serious this thing is. This thing is not a jokey thing. Yeah? 1 Corinthians, let's take a look at 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 7 and 1, it reads, Now concerning the things whereof he wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, when he say it is good for a man not to touch a woman, and he said not to say, You're not talking as in a homosexual sense, right? Don't be carnal. All right, he's speaking in a sense of, try to be more in the spirit. Try to be more in the spirit. Don't put all your time, don't invest all your time into these women. All right, because these women will lead you astray. Try and be more in the spirit. All right. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, not your wife and another man's wife. All right? And let every woman have her own husband, not your husband and another woman husband, and another. You're going on to other men. All right? There is where it is, or even another woman husband. All right? Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence. All right? Let me see what that word benevolence means. Baba Kusha, bear with me. Alright, bear with me. Alright, so it means, alright. So it says benevolent, kind, kindly, kind-hearted. Alright, heartwarming, tender. Alright. So I got it. Alright, so it says, let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, to be kind-hearted, whatnot, so forth, good. Alright, treat your wife as how you would treat the church, right? And likewise, also, the wife unto the husband, same thing, right? The wife hath not power over her own body, but the husband, and likewise also the husband hath not power over his own body, but the wife. Defraud you not one to another. Yeah, defraud you not one to another, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinence. All right, but I speak this by permission and not of commandment, for I would that all men will, even as I myself, but every man with his proper gift of Yahweh, one after this manner and another after that. I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them that they abide even as I. But if they cannot continue, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. And unto the married I command ye not, but the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband, but if she depart, let her remain unmarried. Why? Let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. Why? The woman must remain, if she leave the husband, she must not go on to another man. Because why? You will be committing adultery because your husband is still alive. Because a woman is only how to put it, no, a woman where the act of adultery is concerned, she would not be sinning if the husband is passed away. She's entitled to go onto another man. Thus says the Lord. But as long as the man is alive, she's not entitled to go with any other man. All right? These are the things you sisters, in the truth here, you have to understand. When you come into this truth, you sisters, when you come into this truth, and wherever situation that you and the man, you all, especially if you have a husband in the truth, and you and the man, for whatever situation, you all decide, well, to part ways or whatever, but you supposed to know that when you part ways, you ought to remain to yourself until that man pass. All right? Because remember, you come back to remembrance, right, to who you is, right? So the contract is there before you. The contract via the laws, the statutes, and the commandments, right? We ought to get we act together in this truth, boy. You know, we gotta understand that there's boundaries. You know, we not all perfect, you know. Things has happen. But at the same time, you know, you must have some judgment boundaries, man. Yeah? You must have some boundaries. You must have some boundaries. You understand? A scripture that I wanted was to go to link actually. A scripture that I wanted us to go through to link with the Sirach 9 and 9 was Sirach 11. Sirach 11 and 29. Sirach 11 and 29. This I was supposed to bring to link, but nevertheless, I could still bring it out, you know. Sirach, because remember, so let me go back to the Sirach 9 and 9. Bear with me. Let me go back to the Sirach 9 and 9. Sirach 9 and 9. Alright, sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms, and spend not thy money with her at thine wine, lest thine heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou fall not into destruction. But this is the situation here that we as brothers, you know, we as brothers supposed to practice too, supposed to put in practice. Alright? But going back now to the Sirach 11, alright, and 29, so to avoid certain situations, alright, it reads Sirach 11 and 29, bring not every man into thy house, not just because, you know, is a brotherhood and whatnot, so forth, you understand? And you have love for your brother, you know, you really had a genuine love for your brother and whatnot, for your brothers, alright, that you will bring every Tom, Dick and Harry into your dwelling. Alright? Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains, or traits, or however you want to put it. Alright? Let me see what it is saying in the hard copy. Bear with me, because I know there's old English, so let me see what it's saying in the hard copy. Oh, frick it, man. Bear with me. Let me see. Thy Judith, Sirach 11. I'm going a bit too far. You're going too far, bigs. Yeah, many trains. Yeah, trains. Alright? So there's the situation here. You can't bring every single brother into your place. Alright? Because you have to understand, not every so-called brother is a brother. Alright? And Judas deceived Yahushai. Alright? And that had sell out niggas in the Grecian captivity like Alcimus and Jason and Simon and what have you. Sell out Israelites. Wicked Israelites. What make you feel because we having this great awakening now, and you know we coming back to our remembrance and whatnot, so forth, that the deceitful ones ain't go wake up too. Alright? Because you will bring certain brothers into your house and hey, they're watching every single thing in your house, they're marking every single thing in your house down to your wife. And before you know it, is because they're looking to come to your place when they know you're on work or whatever the case may be, or you might have to go and take a trip. There are some brothers, you know, in the truth they have professional backgrounds, you know, so they might have to go away. The job might send them abroad to handle certain scenes and whatnot, you know, and you looking to take the opportunity under the disguise that you're going to check up on our brother, family, and whatnot, make sure everything is all right. When truth and in fact, you looking to go to get under the drawers. You understand what I'm saying? Brother Yerushalayim is a big example of that. Brother Yerushalayim, he don't play that. He don't have any brother coming in his place. And when they coming by Brother Yerushalayim, I just using him as an example, you know. You had to make sure and call. I could never go by Brother Yerushalayim just so, you know. Even the guard, when going by the guard and all, you know. Sometimes I don't want to come all the way up home because I live in very far, you know. So I will go by Brother Nagad to take a little rest and whatnot to head back out to work. And I had to make sure and call Brother Nagad. Hey, Nagad, I could come through tonight. I could come through this morning or whatever the case may be. Yeah. Or nobody, boy, you know, spirit staying up here and whatnot, so forth, so, you know. Bring not every man into thine house, man. Like as a partridge taken and kept in a cage, so is the heart of the proud, and like as a spy watcheth he for thy fall. Yeah? Because there's a lot of brothers here, you know, in this truth here, you know, that they are spies, man. Alright? The apostles, I'm just letting you know that, you know, they don't get twisted. GMS are spies. Not everybody in GMS, you know, is 100. Not every member in GMS is 100. That's what the scripture said, try the spirit by the spirit. You understand? For he lie in wait and turneth good into evil, and in things worthy praise will he lay blame upon. Alright? So he go look to come into your house and mark and this and that and watch and whatnot, so forth, and see if he could try to set up some kind of trap for you. You understand? To make it to slander and whatnot, so forth. There are certain brothers, you know, you just have to keep at a distance, you know, in the sense of, you know, you ain't hate them, you don't hate them, you know, but at the same time, you know, you walk circumspectly with them. Because as the old saying goes, not every skin teeth is green teeth. Yeah? Not every skin teeth is green teeth. And we have to understand that. Because it have people out here, you know, that they're just wicked, man. They're just wicked. Yeah? That's why when you go to Sirach, still in the book of Sirach, but 19, Sirach 19 and 5, yeah? Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned. Alright? And adultery is all about seeking your own pleasure, but that is something wicked, right? That is a wicked act. Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness, in adultery, shall be condemned. But he that resisteth pleasure, all right, he that conquers lust, all right, he that refraineth from wicked lust, lusting after another man's wife, whether that man or wife may be in the truth, whether it may be a brother in the truth and he a wife, or a two-third Israelite and he a wife, or a heathen man and he a wife. Alright? But he that resisted pleasure crowneth his life. Come on, man. It's high time now. We're too late in this thing for brothers and sisters, you know, to be all in the act. To be all in the act of adultery. You understand? We're too long in this truth. Let's take a look at Sirach 23. This is for you sisters. This is for you sisters. Sirach 23. Sirach 23 and 22. Sirach 23 and 22. Let me see something. Bear with me here. Alright. Sirach 23:22. Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband, which I just spoke about, that leaveth her husband and bringeth in an heir by another. Alright, you women who in the truth here, alright, who in the truth here, especially, it goes for all these women, all Israel, all about, whether it be tutored or who in the truth or whatever the case may be, Alright, but I'm speaking mainly to the ones who in the truth, who in the know. You're coming to the truth, and especially if you get a husband in that in the truth, following your abashim, you're shy with you, and for whatever reason, you all become estranged, you are not to go onto another man until that man that you're with, alright, the Lord decide to take him away off the face of the earth. Unless that hasn't been taken place, you ought to keep your ass quiet. Alright? Look at my sister, look at my foremother, Judith. Judith could have gone to another man, but because her husband had passed, she was free to go with another man, but she did not. Because of the kind of love she had for her husband, right? But nothing, we ain't saying that because you go with an next man after your husband passed, that don't mean you didn't love him, no. Alright, you're free to go on to our next man. Alright? But for the time being, that man hasn't passed, keep your ass quiet. Because we going into it here. Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband and bringeth in an heir by another. Yeah? Bringeth in another child by another. For first she hath disobeyed the law of the Most High, and secondly, yeah, we say the first thing we should do is disobey the law. That's the first thing she do there. Right? And where's the whole duty of man? To keep his commandments. Alright? Secondly, she had trespassed against her own husband. And thirdly, she had played the whore in adultery, and brought children by another man. Alright? She shall be brought into the congregation, and inquisition shall be made of her children. Why inquisition shall be made of her children? Let's take a look at Wisdom of Solomon. Yeah, let's take a look at Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 6. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 6. This is the reason why inquisition will start to be made between, be made within our truth, because the word inquisition goes into what? Into inquiry, right? Questions starting to ask now, right? Who this child belong to, right? Does this child belong to your husband? Yeah? Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 6. For children begotten of unlawful beds. Where's unlawful beds? Blasted adultery. Are witnesses of wickedness against their parents in trial. Where's the trial? The inquisition. When they say they are witnesses, what I mean when they say they are witnesses of the wickedness against their parents in trial, because the reason why the inquiry started to take place now, who that child belong to, is because the child don't carry the resemblance of the husband of the woman. All right, the child started to resemble the child started to resemble the man who she been committing the adultery with, as we the say in Trinidad here, the horner man. Everybody knows she with Alex. But here now all of a sudden, everybody knows she with Alex. Alright, she come, she get pregnant, the child come and born. But here what going on? The child resembling Jonathan. Yeah? everybody knows everybody knows everybody knows she married to Jonathan. All right, Jonathan a Negro, she's a Negro. But here what going on? The child resembling Mr. Manohar Singh, Prakash Manohar Singh. As Vegas sings, Vegas have a song back in the days called Jacket. Yeah, we say two nigga can't make coolie picking. You understand where I'm coming from? So that's why. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Sarah, going back to the Sirach 23. Sirach 23 on that. Let me see. Alright, 24 actually, yeah? That's why she shall be brought forth, Sirach 23:24, she shall be brought forth out into the congregation, and inquisition shall be made of her children. Alright? Her children shall not take root, and her branches shall bring forth no fruit. Yeah? She shall leave her memory to be cursed, and her reproach shall not be blotted out. Yeah? No forgiveness for that. Alright? You women think it is a joke. And you women master in the adultery shit. And they that remain shall know that there is nothing better than the fear of the Lord. So which means is what is judgment about Shemiyah is going to bring upon her. Alright? And where's the judgment? Death. Death. Alright? And that there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandment of the Lord. It is the great glory to follow the Lord, and to be received of him is long life. You understand? There is what it is. But you all have to understand, man. You all have to understand how serious this thing is, man. Alright? You all have to understand how serious this thing is. And carrying that spirit of adultery, that is a carnal spirit, especially when brothers in the truth, especially with brothers in the truth, that is carrying a carnal spirit. Alright? That's carrying a wicked spirit. They are not carrying the fruits of the spirit. Yeah? That is not carrying the fruits of the spirit. And I feel I will end with that. Going too far. Galatians 5 and 16. I will start from verse 16. Galatians 5 and 16. I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Yeah? Walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Get it? For the flesh lusteth against the spirit. Alright? And that lust, that fleshly lust is something that is what? Carnal. Alright? It is a carnal something. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary one to another, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest. Yeah? The works of the flesh are manifest. The works of the flesh come to light now. Alright? Which are these? Look where's the first thing? Look where's the first thing on the list. Look where's the first thing on the list. Adultery, fornication, uncleanness. Alright? Where's this other thing in the hard copy, boy? How that pronounce, boy? Let me see how quick I can get that beer with no Babakusha. After Corinthians is Galatians, right? Galatians 5. Oh, lasciviousness. All right, good. Lasciviousness, so uncleanness, lasciviousness. All right. Adultery, witchcraft, hatred, variance. Yeah. Because adultery, adultery bringeth variance, and adultery bringeth variance. It bringeth variance between you and a man and a next man. When you go in behind a next man's wife, boy, again, take me for example. Take me for example. My wickedness brought variance between me and that man. Because why? I going after the flesh. I looking to please my flesh. I could have care less. Again, the wickedness, the spirit of adultery was in me so much that I tell you, besides she, I went with she two daughters, and mine, I know she first daughter, I know that she have a husband, but I can't take care less. I just want to what? Please my flesh, right? And I wanted she next two daughters. That is what? That is wickedness. That is wickedness. Yeah? So variance, emulation, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders. This way this bring murders. And a matter of fact, if a man really execute the judgment, when a man execute the judgment of adultery, he come and he catch you, he come and he catch you with your wife in the act of adultery, and he put the 2 hours later that die not murder. But here what going on? It have men out here who know the woman of a man, and they committing the act of adultery, and and they would seek to, they would, a lot of them, the lust in them so much, the evil spirit in them so much, they even go so far as to kill the woman husband. Yeah, they even go so far to kill the woman husband. This is what adultery does bring. Yeah? Murders. And all this is all boy, oh boy, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in the past, in past time, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. Shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, good faith, meekness, temperance, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Yeah, against such there is no law. And they that are in Hamashiach have crucified the flesh. Yeah? And they that are in Hamashiach have crucified the flesh. So what is that? You put the old things away, right? You put the old things away because you come under Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, you come under righteousness. So that fleshly way about you that you had before is no more. Alright? Without the affections and lust. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Alright? Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. Alright? Envying a man for his wife. That is wickedness, man. And again, this goes out to all Israel, This just goes out to all Israel and all camps within Israel. Because in all the camps, no camp can never say, no camp can never ever say that no type of adultery never take place in the camp. I telling you, he's a fucking liar. Alright? I telling you that. So all you know, all you for. Again, and this goes to me. And my past experience, I have to always remember that. And the thing about it is, coming into the truth now, it does make me shame. I telling you, coming into the truth now, and knowing and getting to understand this truth here, and seeing what wicked these acts that I used to perform I'm telling you to this day, there still be shame and why I do. And if a brother had no shame in the action, well, boy, hey, sad be your portion, boy. Sad be your portion. If any brother would in IUIC, ISUPK, a matter of fact, ISUPK, there was teaching adultery the other day, preaching, you know, when Will Smith slap, we name is, slap the comedian, I forget his name, and whatnot. What they were saying that the comedian should have go and get the best grade of cocaine and give it to and give it to Will Smith's son and whatnot, and go and have his way with Will Smith's wife and all them wickedness. Hey, you all is gonna be judged heavily, you know. You and I, all you all and I. So what shows you that, hey, I mean I'm ISUPK Salakia. But I see you all are not going to get judged too, but is that you all I wanted us to say now? Salakia about that? Salakia. Not you all brought forth such a message within Israel as ISUPK, right? You all in ISUPK, you all is going to be judged and judged heavily for that. You all is going to be judged and judged heavily for that. I'm telling you. As I say for myself, I just be shame to this day. Tell you when I see the man in the transportation that we come traveling the same transportation, all I gotta do is just bow my head. All I gotta do is bow my head. 2 hours I make 4. All I gotta do is bow my head. And if a brother not shame, and trying to justify the nonsense, sad be all the portion where you all and Yahweh Basham Yahushua is concerned. That is the day. Hope you always edified through the power and spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahushua. Alright, so with that, Kal Halayam La Alahayanawa Yahweh Basham Yahushua. Basham Rakaha Kodash. Barakata Yahweh. Barakata Yahushua. Barakata Yahweh. Barakata Yahushua. Barakata Yahweh. Barakata Yahushua. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, salutation unto the brothers, who preaching and teaching the truth throughout the 4 corners of the earth. In all truth and sincerity, risking their lives and the freedom to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled Israelites and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwatium. This is your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp, signing out, saying shalom, shalom, shalom.